You're in for a treat.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
2 West.
6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
We got new hours because we're nerdish.
And we're in our 20s despite our looks, so we gotta do things in the evening time over the summer.
Correct, but not too late because, as Levi said, we're in our mid-20s.
Not our early 20s.
And not our late 20s, the mid-20s.
Yes, we're the Goldilocks of 20s.
That's right, I shouldn't have laughed. I gotta keep it cool, because this is our intro rap, where we keep things cool.
We're very cool, so cool we might want a dance break.
Hey, thanks for watching our dance break.
Now, back to the really serious stuff.
Like Brady.
And Levi.
And Brady, too. We're the 3 members of the Nerdish crew.
That was perfect. We didn't plan that.
Not at all. We don't plan anything. If you couldn't tell by this rap. That was the one thing we rhymed.
That was the one thing.
Which makes it a rap.
Yes. All raps have one rhyme.
We'll see you on 2 West.
Yes. 2 West.
6, 7:30 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Keep watching, because it'll turn into us, but probably not wearing the wigs.
Yes, and we'll be much more responsive to whatever you have to say.
You could ask us questions right now. We will not answer them.
Also, we take no responsibility for anything we've done in this pre-recorded session.
Yes. Any lost items, Nerdish is not responsible.
Right, we don't have anything to do with it. We're very different people in the present than we are from when we're recording this video. You might say we are the pupae of Nerdish right now, and in the future we will be the moths.
The
Because
disgusting gray moths.
Yes, those gray moths that you hear, they're like the bats of the flying community.
The wings are leathery. They're leathery wings.
Very leathery.
They're basically butterflies, but we hate them.
Yes.
They're the rodents of butterflies.
This is true.
Right?
Just like the ACT is the rodent of the SAT.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Greetings, friends. Levi and I should probably change that intro video for several reasons. The first being the times are now wrong. These are the new times, and you're watching us right now, so you can probably figure out that we're starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And the second reason is we try to change that video up. Well, we really don't try. We want to. We would love to try to change that video up every 2 weeks or something to keep you guys on your toes. But Levi and I are what's called in the business lazy, not industrious. We don't do a good job of doing things, I guess is the easiest way to say it. So I'll talk to the big man himself, and we'll see if we can't get a new video going with some accurate time so people don't get confused, because that's the last thing we want. Let's see. Someone's watching. Who's watching? I know you're watching. I see you on the screen. I see the number 1, so I know that one viewer's watching. Maybe it is Levi's dad. Well, let's see. I'm going to find a nice math question. Let's see. That people are asking about on the SAT. Ooh, that looks like a good one. I'm going to check this one out. Okay. This ought to be fun. Yeah, okay. Something like this. I don't even really need the answer. There we go. That's all I need. 8 to the negative 1/2 times 8 to the 7/6. Oh man, this is going to be fun. Well, luckily for us, they have the same base. So we are allowed to do exponent properties. Multiplying means addition of the exponents. Dividing means subtraction of the exponents, all of that fun stuff. So, in this case, 8 to the negative 1/2, what does that mean? We'll talk about that in a little bit, maybe, if we even need to, times 8 to the 7/6. So according to exponent properties, we would be adding those two exponents. So we're going to get 8 to the negative 1/2 plus 7/6. So we have to figure out what that is to be able to continue. So negative 1/2 plus 7 over 6. These are fractions. We're adding them, but they don't have the same denominator. I hate that. Would it be great if they had the same denominator? Yeah, it would. So I'm going to do that. All right. Least common multiple of 2 and 6 is 6. I'm going to turn this into a 6 by multiplying the top and bottom by 3. So this is going to turn into negative 3 over 6 plus 7 over 6, which is basically 7 minus 3, which is 4 over 6. Which is simplified to 2 over 3. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So this is set equal to 8 to the 2/3. Okay, a fractional exponent. What do we do? Well, there's a couple things we can do. With a fractional exponent, the denominator, which is 3 in this case, ends up being what's called the index of the root, meaning we're taking the cube root of 8 squared. In layman's terms, which none of you are laymen, but if you were, then the top number, the 2, sticks around with the 8, the 3 leaves. The 3 says it's just going to get some cigarettes at the gas station. You never see the 3 again. Not true. You see the 3 right there. So it's currently buying cigarettes at the gas station, which none of you should do. You shouldn't buy cigarettes anywhere because you shouldn't be smoking them. Nerdish is firmly against the smoking of cigarettes. Just in case there's any confusion on that. So we have the cube root of 8 squared, and that's going to be equal to the cube root of 64. What is the cube root of 64? Well, let me think about this. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64, which means that is equal to 4. Right there. So we did this, we went to there, did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we'll get to 4, okay? Let's talk about this 8 to the 2/3 business and how it's possible that I can turn it into that. Like, why is that okay? Well, 8 to the 2/3 can be thought of in 2 ways. You could think of this as 8 squared times 1/3. I mean, taking the 1/3 power. Because in this situation, we multiply exponents together. So there is 2 times 1/3, which gives us 2/3. Another way is putting the 1/3 on the inside. 8 to the 1/3 squared. Because in this case, you'd be multiplying the exponents and also getting 2/3. It's just, because multiplication is commutative, meaning the order does not matter in which you multiply, I can think of these in both ways. And both of these are workable. All right, this is the way that I ended up going with, because when you take something to the 1/3 power, that means you're taking the cube root of something. So this is what ended up being cube root of 8 squared. Now this is actually not too bad. This is the cube root of 8 taken to the 2nd power. The cube root of 8 squared, which you could write if you wanted to like this, cube root of 8 is 2. So this is inside the parentheses, just going to end up being 2. We square it, we get 4. Another way to think about this, okay? Hey, ask your questions. I know you're not because you're not watching, because there's not a lot of people watching based off of my little screen that I'm looking at. However, if you're here, which you're not, then you should ask questions, which you're not doing because you're not here. So I'm giving you a fool's errand because you don't even exist in the situation. I'm essentially talking to myself, which some would say is crazy behavior. Am I one of those people that would say that? I guess I just said it, but that was in reference to other people, which I'm not sure if I'm in that group or not. Anyway, that's exponents in this situation. Hey, let's find another problem. Clear this off a little bit. There we go. Levi's going to be a little late. I mean, I really only am talking to the people that are going to watch this later, after this is not live. So it's weird that I feel like I'm talking to people live, because right now it's live. I guarantee you. You might not think it's live right now, but when this video is recorded, it was extremely live. You can check the books. I don't know where the books are or what form they're in, but you can check them, and they'll say that this was live. Let's see what else we got. What else do we have? We're going earlier. Oh, this looks kind of fun. Let's see what we have here. As you can tell, all of it looks kind of fun, because I like saying that. Let's make it smaller. Oh, it's way too small. Okay. Oh, geez, this is a disaster. And it's upside down? What? How did that happen? Oh, geez, Levi is going to want to know this. Transform. Did I rotate it or something? Oh. Well, this is huge. I'm learning how to use the software in front of your very eyes. All right, I got to get this back to normal. That's something. We got to rotate. Here we go. Okay, now we got to flip vertical. That's all we got to do. Transform, flip vertical, and we're back. We are back to your regularly scheduled programming. This is not really a regular type of programming, but we are back to it regardless. All right. Here we go. A rectangle whose length is 4 more than twice the width has a perimeter of 200 centimeters. What are the length and width of the rectangle? Wait. What are the length of width of the rectangle? Well, that's not right. I think I know what they're saying. They're saying what are the length and the width. It's fairly obvious what they're saying. So, paint a little picture. Let's start with a picture. That's always good. It's a rectangle. So I'm going to draw a circle. Nah, just joshing. Drawing a rectangle here. Not my best rectangle. I've drawn some great rectangles. This is not in that list. This is probably top. How many rectangles have I actually drawn? Now that's a question. That is a good question. You start drawing rectangles when you're pretty young. I would not be surprised if the answer was like thousands of rectangles. And this is definitely in the top 1,000 of the rectangles I've drawn, but it's nowhere near the top of that list. In fact, I could just make this better. It's like trimming a toenail. Just got to get rid of that little top portion. There, okay. It's better. It's not great, but I mean, I think most people would agree that this is better. Anyway, the length is 4 more than twice the width. So basically, they're defining the length in terms of the width. So we have a width and we have a length, and somehow there's a relationship between them. So we have to figure out how we express that mathematically. All right, the length is 4 more than twice the width. How do we write that in an algebraic expression? Well, it is almost an equation. It's just in words. So the first thing you should find is where is the equal sign in that sentence. The equal sign is usually the word is. If something is something else, then it's equal to something else. So the length is, we're going to start with that. Length is 4 more than. How do you find 4 more than anything? Well, you take anything and you add 4 to it. So I'll put it at the beginning, just to, 4 more than. If you add 4 to anything, it's going to get 4 bigger. Then twice the width. So to find twice the width, that is 2 times W. Right there. The length is 4 more than twice the width. Okay? So now that we have that, we probably want to make a substitution. Not probably, we're going to have to. We know that the perimeter is 200, so let's just pretend that we are not going to make the substitution yet. The perimeter is the length around the object, so it's got 4 sides. So in this case, the perimeter would be equal to 2W plus 2L, and we know that the perimeter is 200. So 200 is equal to 2W plus 2L. Now is the fun part, because now we can actually insert where L is the expression 4 plus 2W. So we have 2W plus 2. Here's the important part. The L. I'm keeping that 2 there because that 2 was there before, but instead we're writing in here 4 plus 2W. Ah, look at that handiwork. Actually, the blue and green look very similar, so it really doesn't look like I'm doing much different. Well, anyway, let's simplify here. 2W plus, all right, this is going to be 8 plus 4W, and this is all equal to 200. Simplify, combine like terms. This gives us 6W plus 8 is equal to 200. Subtract 8, we get 192 is equal to 6W. Divide by 6, divide by 6. Here's one of my favorite things to do, simplifying fractions. You know why? Because you can just take it step by step. You don't have to do it all at once. Just take it one step at a time. Little bits, little bites. It's a big burger, you're taking little bites. 192 over 6. They're both even. I'm going to start with that. I love starting with that. I can divide both by 2. Bottom is going to be 3. 192, it's almost 200, so it's almost going to be 100 if we divide by 2, but it's smaller than 200, so it's going to be a little bit less than 100. Let's see, 95, would that get us there? 95 times 2 would get us to 190. So it's almost there, but one more is going to get us there. 96. That is 192 divided by 2. Now, these are both divisible by 3. How do I know the top one's divisible by 3? Well, if you add the digits, 9 plus 6, you get 15. And if those digits are divisible by 3 when you add them up, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then the number itself was also divisible by 3. Okay? 96 divided by 3, at this point I just have to divide it by 3. So I made it a little bit easier for myself. I know 90 divided by 3 is 30, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this is 32. Okay? So, go back to this. We get that W is equal to 32. And the other part of the problem was asking what the length was. So the length, over here. Length is equal to 4 plus 2. And then in parentheses, we now know the width is 32. So this is 4 plus 2 times 32 is 64, which is going to give us 68. That's what the length is, 68. The width is 32. And then you're good to go. You can go on your merry way. You can go in a U-turn, come right back, and then just kind of hang out again. You have an infinite set of directions to go. Ruling out going up and down, if you just rotate, you can go 1 degree that way. You can go 1.2 degrees that way. I mean, you can go anywhere. That's what they mean when they say you can go anywhere, you can do anything. Is they're referring to just you traveling in a direction from where you're standing currently. Infinite possibilities. Your mind should be blown by that. They definitely don't mean that you can do whatever you want to do, actually. That is what they mean. Is that true? Yeah, it's tough. There was I think it was Chris Rock special where he's like, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're good at it and they're hiring, which I thought was pretty realistic. Okay. Oh man, this is a great one. I love this one. Let's bring it down. Bring that thing around. Crop the box till it's small. Put it in the corner. Make it big so you can see it. That's the song. Okay. That is the song. Oh, I should have probably posted something on Discord. It's new times. I gotta do that. I'm gonna do that now. Everyone. We now stream earlier. We're live, yo. Good. All right. Hopefully that's why people are not watching. Definitely not because we're just doing math on Twitch. That can't be right. Okay, back to this. Here we go. That's what I want. You guys should tell your friends. I mean, there's nothing cooler than just not doing other things and doing this. That goes for you guys watching and Levi and me. We're quite cool too. You know why? Because we could be doing other things, but we're not. We are doing this for you who currently are not watching. But that's okay. Anyway, while this is drying, Hono! Hono, did you get my message on Discord? Is that why you popped up? Because we are now streaming earlier, but we haven't really hammered that in. Yeah, okay. Oh man, yeah, I should have forgot to do that. Anyway, Hono, I'm all yours right now, so how's it going? You taking the ACT soon? You got any questions? Just lay it all on me. I've been talking to no one for a while, like a crazy person. Or someone who needs to just talk something out, and there's no one there. Taking the ACT in October. Got it. All right. October ACT, it's a good time to take it, because they're all good times to take it, because it's the ACT. And it's fun. I start my senior tomorrow. I'm dreading it. Oh my gosh. Well, here's what you can do, Hono. Do you have an outfit picked out for tomorrow? You've got to start fresh. You got to go in with a good first day of school outfit. I have not had to put on a first day of school outfit in a long time. And I miss it. It's a great way to say who you are now. And then within a week, you just start wearing sweatpants. But either way, that first day outfit is very important. The question is, Hono, do you have that outfit? And if so, I got everything good, but senioritis is already hitting me. Inflammation of the senior. Well, okay, I'm gonna correct you here. You said sonorities. I think you got all the right letters. Senior. No. All right, it's the word senior. And then okay, we still have sonoritis. I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. It almost looks like senioritis, which is inflammation of the senior. But you got to put that I after the N. So, okay, now you got seniorities. It's just itis, like bronchitis. It's just there's no E at the end. So 2 asterisks, Hono, senioritis, and then I'll lay off. I'm sick. Give me a break. Why? Because you have senioritis, senioritis. If it just had a little enye, that'd be fun. Senioritis. My senor is quite inflamed. Well, you should take your senor into the... Stop laughing, Herd. Oh, gosh. Hey, Levi's here. He's got to put a shirt on. Not that he didn't have a shirt on, but he has to put his nerdish shirt on. Although there are times that Levi doesn't have a shirt on, just like any human. I'm not going to pretend that Levi never doesn't have a shirt on. Now I can't even sound out the word. It's just 2 words put together. I mean, senioritis. Put them together. You got senioritis. So you still got seniorities. Senioritis, yes. Imperium 42. Imperium 42. Imperium question for you. The number 42. Why did you pick that number? Is it because it is the answer to the question of everything, the life, everything in the universe? Is that why you picked 42, or is it just like your favorite sports player or something? Yeah, Hono, you should take a page from Imperium 42's book and spell senioritis correctly. Yeah, the meaning of everything. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a pretty important number. Do either of you have any questions? Imperium, have we seen you before? I think we have. Am I being not smart? Am I having a bad memory moment? Do I have old age? What do they call that? A senior moment, but senior being elderly rather than senior of high school moment. Because a senior moment in terms of high school would be a moment where you just don't care because you're already accepted somewhere, and why would you continue to try? Because it's a good idea to continue to try. In all honesty, they can rescind your acceptance if your grades just plummet. I was watching the streams for like a week last month, but I had a 3-week vacation without Wi-Fi. Okay. If you're on vacation, you probably shouldn't watch our stream because you're on vacation. Unless your vacation is not going well. But if you're in Hawaii or if you're on a road trip with your family, Nerdish can take back seat if you catch my drift. Because it's a road trip. Sometimes I just manage to drive myself into a joke like that. Levy! He's here. Here comes Levy. That's not the way he pronounces his name. I'm going to turn this question off because we haven't really talked about it. Levi, I managed to figure out how to take things from Discord and rotate them if I need to.
Quickly?
Yep, on our software.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. We got Imperium, we got Hono.
Okay, very good. Very, very good.
Here's the thing that I forgot to do until very recently, was message the Discord that we're not... Message the Discord.
Message the Discord,
Message the Discord, my lord.
Wait, so do you want me to do that now? Or you want to do that
I already
now?
did. That's because no one was watching, and then suddenly we got these 2 jokers watching.
Got it.
Because I messaged the Discord. I should have done that before, because this is a new time.
Have you perused the SAT and ACT Discord for some questions?
I've done 2 SAT math questions so far, for
That's
no one in
exciting.
particular. Yeah.
Okay.
New mentions.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah! I thought it'd be kind of fun. If you get famous, watch out for the fanfics. Oh. Wouldn't that be funny?
We have questions on Nerdish. Did you do these?
When were those?
Friday?
Is that on math?
Yes.
Why don't they put them in
Because it wasn't
questions for stream? Stream time. That's right. Oh man, fanfiction would be wild. That would be absolutely wild.
Evaluate the expression based on the following table. Hint. Okay.
Hint. Oh, see quick example 1.
All right, let's do this one.
You should pull this up.
You want to do it or you want me to do it?
I'd like to do it, please.
Okay.
After this, it's all you.
All right.
All right. So we're evaluating each of the following expressions. So with A, we have f of 1 minus f of negative 1. I'm going to stand over here because you can see my face. So f of 1 means the value of f of x when you put 1 in for x, okay? So we're looking for 1 in the x row, which is up here. We're not looking for 1 over here. Look at that first block, that red 1. You're not looking for that because f of x is the y value, all right? This is the y value when x is 1. So go up here, go over to 1, and you'll see that that y value is negative 1. So right there we have negative 1 minus. And now we have f of negative 1. You know what? I'm going to write this down. F of 1 minus f of negative 1. So f of 1 is negative 1, and f of negative 1 is going to be 6. We look at negative 1, and that f of x associated with it is 6. So in here we have 6. Negative 1 minus 6 is negatron sevward. That's what they call that in the biz. Levi and I are in the biz. Okay, part B, we have f of 1 times f of negative 2. That should be kind of fun. All right, let's see what we got. F of 1 times f of negative 2. F of 1, as we saw before, is negative 1. F of negative 2, I go to negative 2, I go down to 3. That's what that is. Negative 1 times 3 is negatron 3. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, last one, we have 3 times f of negative 2. So that's going to give us 3, my lord. Why not 3? Because it is 3 times f of negative 2, which is times 3, which gives us a 9er. A 9er. Ooh, memein. Meme underscore underscore n. How are you?
Meme in the chat. Meme, put a question in math.
Memes in the chat. All right, let's see. Ooh, right there, last Saturday. What do you mean? Oh. All right, meme, it's up. We're doing it. It's happening right now. Put on your seat belts. Strap those seat belts in with their seat belts.
Do you want me to do this, or you want you to do this?
Well, I think it's time that you do something.
Okay.
Maybe I should put
Memeing is great.
I think I should just go ahead and put it, I don't know, upside down.
Oh, wow, Bird. No, I don't think so at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to stay in shape.
For a tutor. The graph above. Memein, did you want to do this? Yep, that is me. Great. Okay, so let's do it. We have the graph above shows Rebecca's running speeds during a 2-hour run. Great. What is the total distance in miles that Rebecca ran during the first hour of her run? Oh, okay. So this is about graph reading and dealing with distance versus velocity, or in this case they say speed. Velocity is velocity. Velocity is the study of speed. What is the total distance? So speed is velocity without direction, right? It's just the magnitude, essentially, of velocity.
Yes.
Yeah. Not that that's actually it's important.
Not for this one.
But not for this one. Can you make this full screen, please?
Yes.
So our y-axis is speed, our x-axis is time. That's super important because you can think about this type of question visually. You're basically finding, you can think about this as finding area because the units of your area, you're basically finding the shape of the first hour, right? Yeah. You want to find the distance she ran in the first hour of her run. So that shape that's created by this graph is something like that, right? And we have, this has a length of 0.5, this has a length of 0.5, this has a height of 8, this has a height of 6. Yeah? And then there's this. So if you think about it this way, the height, the units of the height are in speed, which is miles per hour, right? So this is m over h. And this is an h. So when you multiply those two dimensions together, you get your units to be miles over hours times hours. So the hours cancel out, and you're just left with miles. I guess we can do it with an I, which actually gives us what we want. So if you're finding the area, and this also sort of has to do with calculus. It's not the only way, and it's not actually doing calculus. But you are finding the miles because the dimensions of this shape that's in that graph allow you to cancel out hours because it's miles per hour times hours, so you just get miles. There is another way to do this that I will explain in a sec. But if we find the area of this shape, we have, we're looking for the total distance. So it'll be miles per hour, so 6, and I'm just finding the area of this rectangle here. So it's 6 times 0.5, which is 3 miles. So we have 3 miles in there. And then we have a trapezoid here that's kind of on its side, sort of. So this base and this base, we have a base of 6 and a base of 8. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. So it'll be 0.5 times quantity 6 plus 8. The area of this will be 48 divided by 4 is 12. What? That doesn't make sense.
Just split up into a triangle at the top. It'll be easier for him.
Fine. Yes, that's fine. So this is going to be 2 up here. This will now be 6 down here. So this will be 2 times 1/2 times another 1/2 because it's a triangle, and we just get 0.5 in there. And then please let me know if you're confused by what I'm doing. I'm going to do it in another way with dimensional analysis after this. But this actually eliminates the need for that. So you have 0.5 there, and then this will be another 3 miles here. So we have 6.5 miles. That would be the answer, because we add those all up. We get 6.5 miles. That is how far she runs in the first hour. Then there's another way to do this, which is also, there are a couple logical leaps you have to make. This one I think is the cleanest, prettiest thing. And honestly not super applicable to most questions on the SAT or ACT. I've actually only seen this once, maybe twice on all of the tests I've ever looked at. October SAT, so I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. Yes. Hi, Greenie, what's up? How are you? You're not answering. Okay, you're not doing that. Okay. So you have a month and a... When is the October SAT? I forget. It's in the calendar somewhere.
I had it in my calendar too.
Anyway, ask us your questions. You're nervous. We'll make you less nervous. Yikes. Okay? So there's this way. Now, the dimensional analysis way is similar. We know that for half an hour... We know that...
5th.
October 5th. Okay, so you have a month. Great, you have a month. That is, including today, 30 days. Is that 12 sessions of Nerdish, or is that more?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be more.
Well,
I think it might be
is it
15.
4 weeks? Is
I don't
it 4 or
know.
5?
I don't know. There's no way to find out. Okay. The other way is to do dimensional analysis. So we know we're going to do it in 2 pieces.
15.
We're going to do. It is 15. Great. Okay. So we have 0.5 hours. She's going to run for that long, right? At first, that's that first portion there, and we know she's going at 3 miles per hour. This is where dimensional analysis comes in. We have 0.5 hours. We need to convert this to be equal to some number of miles, right? So we have to use our conversion factor. Our conversion factor is actually just her speed. It's that 6 miles per hour that which is the pace at which she's running, right? So we're going to do 0.5 hours times 6 miles over 1 hour. This is the conversion factor, right? Because we have, in 1 hour, she can run 6 miles. So we're going to take half an hour, multiply by that. And you can always think of it this way. If you know that 6 miles equals 1 hour, good. Ask us more questions, Greenie, or any questions at all. Put them in our Discord. Do you not know what our Discord is? That's fine. Ask me that. If you do, great. Put questions there. But definitely ask all the questions you want to ask on anything. Doesn't have to be just math, of course. You can think about dimensional analysis with, here are my units at the beginning. Here's where I want to get with my units. What are the equal unit things, like 6 miles equals 1 hour? What are the conversion factors I need to do to cancel out so that I get miles at the end? In this case, we have hours up top, because this is technically over 1. That hours cancels out with that hours. Now we have 0.5 times 6. We have miles left over. 0.5 times 6 is 3 miles, which is what we said here. Yeah? That 3 miles is this piece. We did that half hour. Now, this is where it's going to get more difficult, because the speed at which Rebecca is running is changing for the next half hour. So we can't do it at every single moment. We can't do this exactly as it is. But we know because her speed is changing at a linear rate, we can take the average speed of that time period, and that will be her average speed, right? The halfway point of her speed will be her average. So we know that she's going from 6 to 8 miles per hour. So her this thing here will be 7 miles per hour. So now for that, so this is number 1. This is, the 0.5 miles per hour, or 0.5 hours. Now we have the second 0.5 hours, right? The second half hour. Now our conversion factor is 7 miles over 1 hour. Meeman, please let me know if this does not make sense. Now, we're going to multiply these because the hours cancel out. We get 0.5 times 7, which is 3.5. We only have miles left over. So we have, in the first half hour, she does 3 miles. In the second half hour, she does 3.5, which also leads us to 6.5 miles per hour. Do both of these approaches make sense? This one is a more important skill to master. This unit conversion, dimensional analysis, stoichiometry-ish stuff. It's not stoichiometry, that's for chemistry. Right, Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy, everybody? Does anybody have any questions on this? Anything following up? Greenie, just because you didn't ask this question doesn't mean you can't ask follow-up stuff. Please ask me questions. Bird, what's going on?
Make the next question the size of the whole screen.
That is a good question. And this is the jump that you have to make in this problem that you can't really avoid. During that second half hour period, she's going from this point, the 6, I'll put an arrow there, the 6 miles per hour, right, to the, so we have 6 mph, and then we have 8 mph. So she goes from 6 to 8, but she's speeding up at a linear rate. So therefore, her average speed during that time is 7 miles per hour, because it's halfway between 6 and 8. Just joining Discord. Yes, very good. Please ignore the shin bone that is waving around violently on screen.
Levi!
Your toes are not on the screen.
Is it below?
No. Here, let me just get that out of the way for you, huh? Okay, now there we go.
Levi!
Yeah.
I want to teach!
Yeah?
I want to be like you and I want to teach!
Give me a marker. Try teaching, Bird.
Yay!
Please don't break the board.
I'm going to teach! I'm going to teach! Yes.
Please, Greenie, ask questions as soon as possible so nobody has to watch this for much longer.
Am I teaching now?
Yeah, I think everybody understands how to be a doofus now.
Ah,
Much better than they did before.
Good. It's not easy being green.
Or a foot. It's not easy being cheesy.
What was that? That was weird.
That was that.
That was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Did you see that?
I didn't. Don't know what you're talking about. Greenie, welcome. Put your questions in the Discord.
That's where you should put them.
If you don't, we will know.
Yes. And we will kill you.
Yes. Threaten homicide.
Yes. No.
Pupil side.
Pupil side.
When you kill your students.
No. We will make sure that you die eventually. I should have said that.
Yes.
We will
By doing
ensure.
utterly nothing.
Yes.
You do that all on your own.
Very good. Very good. Students love being told that they'll be killed by their teachers.
Life is so delightfully short.
And sweet. And to the point. And concise.
And fun and flirty.
Don't make it redundant. I guess you wouldn't want a redundant life, would you?
Short and concise.
Clear. Concise. Formal.
No, but I'm saying it's short and concise.
The life is?
Yeah.
Compared to what? A longer life? Great. I want a question. I want one now.
Ooh, look at this. Nightish.
Give me a good question.
We got
Levi.
oh my gosh. Meeman has more for us.
Meeman. Oh.
Yes. So, Greenie, don't be like Meeman and put your questions in the math channel. Put your questions in the questions for stream channel.
Because this is the stream.
Yes. Meeman, it's fine if you're doing that. I mean, you do whatever you want. It's totally fine. But we like it in the questions for stream so that we can order them more easily. But then when we're not streaming, put them wherever you please.
That's why we like it.
Yeah. But we appreciate this question, which I will
Put it on the screen.
presently.
Ah. It's a trig question, my lord.
Yes.
I do so like trig, my lord.
If sine of x degrees is equal to cosine of y degrees, 0 is less than x, which is less than y, which is less than 90, and x times y is equal to 800, what is the value of x squared plus y squared? It looks insane. It's so doable. It is so doable. So right now, Levi is writing out some stuff. Here's something to think about. X and y are acute. They are between 0 and 90, and y happens to be larger than x. All right, so we'll see if that helps us. Oh, he's just going to write it all and then get rid of that, isn't he?
No.
Why not?
I'm just going to write your equations over here.
Well, and then you're going to get rid of the thing, right?
Do you want me to?
Well, if you're going to write them all in there, then yeah. Okay, so there is a trig identity that you must know. You must know it, otherwise you will not be able to make the jump that one needs to make in order to solve this. Which is, if you see sine of some angle equals the cosine of some other angle, there's a very special relationship between those two angles, just as there is to the relationship between Levi and I. For Levi and I...
Levi and me.
Oh! Levi and I are like tight bond original wood glue, because Levi and I have a tight bond.
We are paid nothing to sponsor them.
We pay ourselves,
Yes, with our own money.
and we're taxed with that payment.
Yes.
So we lose money.
Yes, it's
Very
very good.
good.
It's in
Yeah.
Nerdish bucks, so it's all for fun.
Yeah, nerdish dollars. They're actually really, really valuable right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, you must know the following. And if you do not, then you must learn it. Sine of some angle is equal to the cosine of 90 minus that same angle. And similarly, it's always a hard word to say, cosine of an angle is equal to sine of 90 minus that angle. If you have not seen that before, we should talk about that for a quick sec. So ask, or let me know, have you seen this before? So if you have, we're just going to keep going. And if not, we're going to dwell. We're going to dwell. So I eagerly await your response, Meeman. Not Kuzi. Hey, I know you. Meeman, are you talking through Not Kuzi? Not Kuzi, we know you as well. Not Kuzi, you're still our newest subscriber. Meeman, I am waiting for your response. Yay! Thank you, Not Kuzi. Yes, we're very excited to see you, Not Kuzi. Have you talked to Kuzi lately? Well, Meeman, by your lack of response, I am just going to keep going. So, because of this identity, there is a relationship between x and y that we know, which is that x has to be equal to, actually I'm going to do it from y's perspective, why not? y has to be 90 minus x. It simply has to be. Okay? Take a look at this. Sine of x is equal to cosine of y. That looks suspiciously like this. Sine of x equal to cosine of 90 minus x. 90 minus x right here and y are in the same spot of that formula, so therefore we can set them equal to each other. Y is 90 minus x. Okay, now we know that. Now xy equals 800 actually is something we can do, because this is a system of equations. We can do some substitution. So in place of y, we're going to write 90 minus x is equal to 800. Ew. Let's solve that. 90x minus x squared equals 800. We got a quadratic. Standard form is what you have to put a quadratic in. Good, Meeman, you've already seen it. I'm going to have to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to move everything over to this side because x squared will become positive, and I like that. So it's going to be eventually x squared minus 90x plus 800 is equal to 0. Factoring is your first line of defense. If that doesn't work, quadratic formula or completing the square if that's your thing. I don't know. You have to do completing the square sometimes, but all right. Two things multiply to 800 and add to negative 90. Yes, they are 100. No, hold on. 108 would not do the trick, would it? It's going to have to be something different. They're going to be 90 apart. Levi, help me out here, man.
Yes, for what? Two? Yes.
Two numbers that multiply to 800 and add to negative 90.
Why not 3 and 3, my lord?
That is just so wrong.
Okay. 8 and
9 and 80?
No, just think of it as 9 and 80, right? Or no?
No, I lied.
I don't know. Do you?
Very good.
Let's say 80 and 10. I like 80 and 10.
Oh, you're right.
Negative 80, negative 10.
Yeah, okay. 80 and 10. All right. So it's going to be
rules.
negative 80, negative
Is
10.
it like this? Is that O'Doyle rules? It's just like this?
No, I think your hands are up, like your fingers are like that. And I believe he said it like a robot. O'Doyle
I
rules.
don't think you know what movie I'm talking about.
I know what movie you're talking
No,
about. It's
you
the Adam
don't.
Sandler one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the bus. O'Doyle rules. It's the one where he's
Happy
going
Gilmore.
through.
No,
It's not.
No.
It's
Madison.
Billy
Madison.
Madison. Yes.
There it is. Back to school.
Oh my God, I hate that voice so much. All right, we factored it.
When he did that voice in that movie, I thought he was going to stop doing that voice after the first 5 minutes, and he just continued.
He just continues. Why not? And he also did that in all of his other movies too. Why not? X is going to be 80 or X is going to be 10, okay? Which means if we know that Y is this, Y is either going to be 90 minus 80, which is 10, or 90 minus 10, which is 80. How do we know which one's which? Well, they told us that X is the smaller one. X is the smaller one, so X is the 10, Y is the 80. So now we're finally there. What's the value of X squared plus Y squared? That's going to be X squared plus Y squared. It's going to be 10 squared plus 80 squared, which is 100 plus 6400, which is 6500. I told you guys it was so doable. I told you guys. Levi wants me to put it in this hippopotamus.
Yes, my lord.
6,500 or 6,500,
And
depending
the reason
on.
I did that is because all baby hippopotami are 6.5 thousand pounds
Yeah,
in nerdish pounds.
nerdish pounds.
Yes.
Nerdish pounds is actually the whole nerdish system is an average of the U.S. customary system and the metric system.
Yes.
Just an average.
Yeah.
For instance, in freezing point of
Just know whatever he's about to say is super,
No, it's average.
super important.
Good. Yes. Freezing point in Celsius is 0 degrees. Freezing point in Fahrenheit is 32 degrees. So what do you think freezing point is in nerdish? Simple. 16 degrees nerdish. 16 degrees nerd. That's the freezing point. Because we think metric system's great, but U.S. customary is also pretty great. It's not. So if they're both great, why can't we all just meet in the middle?
Yeah. Well, they were actually both derived from the nerdish system.
I finally... Yeah, retroactively?
Yes.
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 They figured out, oh, they made this system based off the two systems
Yeah,
we've already
Copernicus
created.
actually, when he found that Nerdish was the center
Don't
of the
bring
universe.
Copernicus into this.
Okay.
You know, I finally looked up like what the deal is with Fahrenheit, like why 32.
I don't care enough to listen to. what
Oh,
you're
it's
about to
real.
say.
It's
I
true.
know, I'm not saying what you're saying is
How
dumb.
do you
I'm
not-
just saying I don't want.
This
to
is the
know.
system that
I
you
just,
live in.
I just don't want to know.
Well,
There's
they
so
want to
many
know.
other things that I want in my brain.
Meeman just said they wanted to
Not
know.
that. No, Meeman didn't say that.
Oh. Well, see, oh wow, like oh wow, he knows.
Yeah.
how
Oh
this
wow
is
was
gonna
before
work.
you said that.
Anyway,
You can share it, but I don't want to know.
that's good. So I'll try to say
Hey,
it.
Greenie, where's your questions?
Lord Fahrenheit, or Andrew Fahrenheit. No, it was Andrew Daniel Celsius. Whatever. The Fahrenheit person found that 0 degrees was the freezing temperature of this solution he had it was like brine. It was like a mixture of like water, like liquid water. There's some ice in it, which why is that there? And then brine. And I guess he must have frozen it and then let it melt and figured out that it melted at what he called 0 degrees. And using that system, and the fact that he wanted there to be 180 degrees of difference between freezing and boiling point of water. He just went in the strangest direction. So that's why 32 and 212 is 180 degrees of difference, but based off of putting 0 at the freezing temperature of this brine water. It's like, great, because we deal with brine water all the time.
It's like, okay, let's just scoop out the contents of a toilet. When that freezes, that's freezing point.
That's the starting point. Hey, so you did want to know it.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Thank you.
Oh.
This is mine.
Yes.
Oh,
I think as long as the one that we just did is mine, you can have this one.
okay.
Is that cool?
It's useless for me to respond to.
Why?
Why? Thanks for that.
You got it. You were behind the accelerate rectangle. Accelerate rectangle.
.com is not the link.
We also are a rectangle company.
Yes, we serve rectangles.
Privately.
Yes. Publicly, just squares, because we need to have a good face.
It's okay though, because squares are rectangles.
Yeah.
But privately, we'll show rectangles the business. Sorry, we'll give rectangles the business.
Okay. All right. Hey, Bird, why don't you hop on Reddit and, send some people our way, let them know we're doing some stuff, tell me some questions or something.
Grab your computer.
Oh, grab it. Show my computer the business. All right, we got this, maybe a square?
I'm going to show your computer what an animal I am.
Oh, good. In the figure above, ABCD is a square. Great, so it's a square. I knew it. And AB is 18. I also knew that because I looked at the picture. If M is the midpoint of AD, got it. What is the area of ABE? Interesting. Oh. All right, so I'm going to draw my own square because I think that's going to help enormously. Okay, so we got my square, we got that thing, and we got that thing. Yeah? Now I'm going to label all these things. So this is a right angle, this is obviously a right angle, this is obviously a right angle, this is obviously a right angle. We know this is 18, so this is 18, so this is 18, so this is 9 to here, and then this is another 9. This, right here, is a nice, it's not a special right triangle, but we do know the length of this side, so that might help us. We know that this angle is bisected here. Those two angles are equal because the diagonal of a square will bisect each of its angles. Meeman, are you with me so far? Are you into what we've done? Are you very into it? So we have this. This has to be 45 degrees now, actually. That's good to know. And then we know that that's 9. Let's see. We have 18. We have 9. Oh, we need to find ABE. Okay, so let me just label that. We're trying to find the area of that triangle, which is going to be very exciting. Meeman, are you here? Are you with me? Can you say hello? Just so I know, because this is a complicated problem. You are. Very good. Okay, so we have a 45-degree angle here, which doesn't necessarily help us. It's not like saying that's 45. That's not the case. But we do know that we have this triangle right there. We could feasibly find out the angles, but that's not so useful. Bird, this is difficult.
You want me to come up there?
I do. I want you to help me work through this. I don't want to take too long, and you might see it before I do, because this is hard. We're trying to find the area of triangle ABE. I've labeled everything here if you'd like to know, but it's a square. We know one of the side lengths of that square. We need to find that triangle that's created by a diagonal, and then B and M is the midpoint. So we know that those two are both 9.
Oh.
So
We've got similar triangles.
We do. There's only with this guy and this guy?
Yeah. Does that help?
I don't think so.
That's okay. This triangle is always half of that.
We can find the area of this big right triangle here, and if we do that and then find the area of this little one here, this is not a right triangle, but this one here, we can then subtract to find the area of this. I'm not sure we can find the area of that one though.
We also could find that distance. We could have the base and the height.
Yes.
Huh. All right. We can do this. What's the area of ABE? Okay. So, I like where your head's at, leave word.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Hey, oh no, Meeman just said hey. Hello. Great.
So,
very good.
I see what you're saying. We subtract that. There's an intersection. So, okay, let's think about this for a sec. This right here chops it in half, right?
Yeah, and then maybe we can take away this one.
Right.
Also.
So this whole triangle up here is 18 squared. And then we can also find the area of this one. And
It's half of 18 squared.
What is this?
The area
here?
of the triangle.
You're right, it's half of 18
Okay,
squared.
just making sure.
Yeah, okay, wait, so let's get some numbers up here. So 18 squared, what is that?
180
Why
plus.
don't we have a calculator?
Oh, I thought it would be bad to have it up here.
That's. Is it like, I don't know. It's 18 squared. What is it, my lord?
18 times 18 equals 324.
All right, 324, and then what is half of that? 150 plus 12.
162.
162. Okay. Half is equal to 162. Half of area is 162.
Can we find the area of this big guy? Do we know any of those lengths?
Well, if we, would we somehow know these share? So this is, the whole thing is 324. Okay, so wait.
Wait, can we use cosine rule?
Law of cosines?
Sorry, yes.
For which part?
Oh, no, that's not what I wanted.
So let's say that this was, if this whole thing is 324, then this right here would be 324 minus A.
Yes, is the A for ABE, or is it
This area, oh geez, I should have not used A, sorry. I'm going to call this lowercase a. I'm going to call this lowercase b. I'm going to call this lowercase a. And so this right here would also be, if I'm going to call this, this triangle here is 162, this is 162 minus a.
Okay.
All right. Which means this thing here is going to be, this whole thing would be 324. But now we're going to subtract this. And I don't know if this is going to get us anywhere, but it might. 162 minus a, which is going to get us 162 plus a. Oh, which means that they would. So that means that if you add these together, they'd make 324, which makes sense. The a doesn't really cancel out.
If we found all the angle measures.
So I see what you're saying.
But we could. We can find the measure of that angle because we have two of the sides. So if we said,
oh, it's a 30, 60, 90.
No, it's not.
You're right.
That-
It's the hypotenuse that has to be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's if we do tangent of, let's call this is angle B. So tan of B
Get rid of these things.
equals oh nice. Tan of B is 1/2. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna write it as 9/18, just so that it's clearer. So this is 9/18 equals 1/2. Ooh, that's awful. Sorry about that squeakiness. So tan of B is 1/2. So B is about what? I feel like there's a nice, pretty answer for this, but
Oh, there's totally a really elegant way to do this. We're just not seeing it.
yeah.
That whole thing there would be that. Okay, if we called this, okay, wait, if we called this B, this thing would be 3/4 the whole thing. So that'd be 162 plus half of that, which would be 80 plus 81, 243. So this would be 243 minus B. This right here we're calling A.
It's not
And
super
here is
useful.
also equal to what we said before, which is
Ugh.
224 minus A.
It's not that great.
And this here is
B equals arctan
here's half of that.
1/2. That's not super useful. We could come back to this another time, or
Oh,
we could work our way through it. but
oh, I feel like
it's
we gotta show them. Are there any other questions waiting right now?
There is another Meeman question. We can do your question. Meeman, what would you like? We can do your next question because you're not going to get anything this hard on either test. So we don't have to do this. We just like challenging. Like we like stuff like this when we actually don't get it quickly because it's fun for us. But we are doing this for you. So would you like us to move on to your next question? Because this one won't be, nothing this hard will be on the SAT or ACT. Or would you like us to stick here and try to figure this out and you can watch us struggle? And maybe not even succeed. Who knows?
It's half of the whole thing. 162. This is a fourth of the whole thing. Wait, that's a fourth of the whole thing. Which is 81. So
That's 45 degrees arctan of 1/2.
draw this over here. I have sent an easier watt. Someone just sent they sent an easier watt.
Oh, that's probably good. Do you want me to see it, Brady?
Yeah, you can pull it up.
Are there any questions for stream now? This looks fun. Let me zoom out on this guy.
Would this get us anywhere? Minus 342 minus 243 is 81.
Ah, wait, Bert.
Yeah.
So this is 45 degrees here as well. So we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle there, which is good.
How do you know?
This is 45 degrees because the diagonal bisects this 90 degree angle.
Right.
So that's
Oh, so it's
45.
parallel.
That's 90, so that's 45.
Okay.
And then from there,
That is the
I don't know what
issue.
these circles mean on this worksheet here. Is that angle A? Measure of angle E equals 1/2. Is that what? E is half of angle B?
Yeah, I think they're using angle and angle B. Half times 18 times 6. So they must have gotten that was 6 somehow.
I don't know what some of these things say. Like, I'm not sure what that first equation is. Angle E equals angle, maybe measure of angle E equals measure of angle A, which is 45 degrees. Sure. And then E is half of angle B.
Levi,
Yeah.
wait a second. These two upside down triangles, I think, account for half of the area of the whole thing.
Which upside down triangles?
This up here plus this one down here, I believe would be half the area of the whole thing.
That's cool. Okay.
And okay, wait. So if that's the case,
So it equals 6.
does that help us here?
Still don't understand. Like, I don't understand the.
Notation.
So, yeah, like measure of angle E equals half of measure of angle B equals 6. Or,
Ooh.
what is that little O thing?
I think I might see it. The scale factor between this triangle and this triangle. This is 1/2 of that triangle. These distances are 1/2 of that triangle.
Right, because they are similar.
So
Yes.
the area scale factor would be 4 times bigger,
Yeah.
right? So if we know that these two have to add up to half of the whole thing, half of the whole thing is 162. So that 3/4 of it, let me think about this. This would be x, and this would be 4 times that, because the scale factor is that.
Sure.
So 5x would have to account for 162. So x would be what? If we divide 162 by 5.
30.4?
15 plus 20.
No,
15 plus 2.
I lied. 32.4.
It's 15 plus 10, 150
Yeah.
plus 10 plus 2. Okay, 32.4. So that's the case. This is 32.4. And then we can just take this triangle here.
There
we
we
know
go.
what that
Yeah.
is, and we can subtract 32.4. So this triangle is 1/4 the whole thing, which we got was, I think, 81, right?
Yes, 81 is 1/4 of the triangle.
1/4 the whole square.
Yes. So that would be 47.6. It was 48.6. I don't understand what this explanation is. 1/2 times 18 times 6. Where is that from?
Yeah, I think that's it.
They're saying that the. Oh, okay. I still don't understand what those first two lines are, but they're finding that, like, they're doing the area of this triangle here, and so they're saying this length right here is.
And they got 54, which is not what we got. So something, one of us is wrong.
What you did makes sense to me. How do you know that these two are half of the triangle?
Because I imagine if you start shifting this, like you can also, if you brought this point over here, you'd make a perfect X shape, right?
Yes.
So they would definitely be half. And
I
as long as
see.
you keep pushing this over here, you should continue to get half of it. Because think about the extreme situation.
I see what you're saying. I just feel like there might be a curve to that area.
Like a maximization thing?
Yeah.
Why don't we get this out of here?
Okay. We should probably do other questions. We can maybe talk about this later. Think we should do other questions, Bird?
I know.
Wait, when is this from?
So wait, just humor me for a sec.
Yeah. Consider yourself humored. Are you trying to build an equation for it?
No, but I'm saying, like, if we keep shifting that point.
I see what you're saying, but I worry that there is a maximization thing. Like there's a minimum between them.
I see what you're saying. Like, the extreme cases are fine.
Yeah.
But as you move it over, it might not be
Like,
fine.
This is x, and then it has to be 1/2 of x squared, right? Is the area of these things. So
Yeah.
there wouldn't be 2. So at the halfway point, if that's the case, then yeah. But I don't know if there's a way to prove that.
We could actually, like, use, like a general proof. Is what
Well,
you're saying.
okay. So the area of this guy
Uh-huh.
is x times that height,
Right.
right?
Times 1/2.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
So so it's going to be x, and then you have
Yep.
h, and then you have
Whatever that thing is down there.
this down here would be
X minus
x
h.
minus h.
Yes.
So the area of these two things would be 1/2 xh plus 1/2
X
x minus h
times X.
It's not times x though.
Oh, it's times this right here.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the next
Which
hard
would
part.
be
Well, we can use a proportion to find it.
okay.
Yeah, so like this height, the big height, over the big base is going to be equal to the little height, which we said was x minus h, over the little base, which we
Which
call
is
b.
b. Okay.
Yeah. So we solve this thing for b. So we would get x minus h times x over h. So that's our b value. So that's what's going to go right here.
Yeah.
All right. X minus h. We're off the screen, aren't we?
Just about.
Times x. all
Check Discord.
over
We're checking Discord, Meeman.
h.
Oh, here we go. We got something a little bit more marked up. Whoa, okay, so what is the order of things here? 18 rad 2, sure. Arc A. What is arc A? I don't know what that says. Triangle BEC is similar to triangle MEA. Yes, that's true. We talked about that.
Right.
Well, that's true. Yes, that's true. So AE over EC is equal to AM over BC.
BC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if AE, so we don't know AE, but we do know that 18 rad 2 minus AE is EC. Yes, sure. Yes, that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Equals 9 for AM, yeah, over 18 for BC, yes. That equals 1/2. So AE is 6 rad 2.
Yes.
And then from there, you know that you have 45, 45, 90, so you have 6. And then you have another 6. So the math on the last problem was wrong. It should have been 12 times 6 divided by 2. Which would have been, oh, no, sorry, 18 times 6. Oh, what was?
So they know what this whole thing's going to be. They know that
Yeah.
whole thing's going to be 18 over 2,
Yeah.
and then they know this is going to be a 1-to-2 ratio. Right? Because this one's going to be twice as big as that.
Well, they don't need that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. What? How did we get it? So assuming that these are half is incorrect.
So that these added up together is
Yeah.
half? All right, I'll have to play with that later because I am interested.
It's got to be half. Well, no, we were just doing it there. We had squares and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so wait, so was it a fault? What was the answer?
Well, you know that it's 6 for 6 rad 2 for AE, right? This is 6 rad 2. So then these two of this look, you can look up here.
Yeah.
So once we know this is 6 rad 2 from that proportion, these are both 6 because it's a 45, 45, 90.
Yes.
So it's a height of 6 times 18 divided by 2.
Which would give us what?
I assume their 54 was correct from the other one because they had 8. I mean, it's 18 times 6 divided by 2. So 18 times 3 is 54.
Okay. All right.
Sad.
Sad.
We're sad.
Man, we should have gotten that one.
Yes.
But was that from the SAT or was that from something else?
It's got to be something else because that's harder than anything I've ever seen on the SAT.
Yeah, I think so as well. A good exercise for the old noodle.
Noodle.
Noodle. Hey, well, there you guys go. That's always fun.
You watched Struggle.
How many is that 3 or is that 5?
Doesn't matter.
Now my question is like, for those of you who just watched that, would you have preferred if we had just like continued on and just sort of stopped trying, or are you glad that we kept going with that? Because like, I guess if we don't explain how they did it, was it even worth it for us to keep going?
And even explaining it isn't like actionable for them, which is why I don't like it, my lord.
Yeah. All right, I guess. Yeah, I'm usually the one driving the like, let's keep going. So I think I probably should just swallow my pride with that.
Swallow your
But
pride.
it's
Wash
so-
it down with
ugh.
water.
It's so like against what we preach, which is, you know, keep trying. Math is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to make mistakes.
Yeah, true.
But I guess the teacher is trying to make the students do that, not have the teacher do that in front of the students.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good.
All right. Well, we just gotta have something to say normally.
What we got writing? It
guess
seems
fine.
really.
Okay, Meeman. Thank you. Meeman. Meeman. Meeman.
Meeman.
Meeman.
Meeman.
I can actually do notes with my inhalations.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't we pull up the?
All the way.
How much time we got? We have 15 minutes. I'm gonna pull up some Reddit stuff.
Nice. Where's your laptop?
Here.
I was
Excuse me.
messaging people on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep doing that. Oh jeez, your password.
Uh-oh.
Should
Try
I-
password.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Like you say it on stream.
No, try password. That might be it. This looks fun.
It's not.
Oh, it's not password?
No, it's not.
How am I supposed to know?
Cause it's your password.
Oh.
Put it in.
I want to do this question.
I know, but I want kids on Reddit to come watch us.
Password worked, Brady. It was just supposed to be all caps. Oh, Meeman's glad we explained. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're happy to go through stuff. I mean, I think normally probably we wouldn't do that if there were a ton of other questions, but it's kind of just you and us, Meeman. Okay, so this is from the ACT Discord. In the figure below, the circle has a center O. I'm going to move my mouse. No, that's that person's mouse. Oh, that's actually super frustrating. Oh, no, it's not. They tell us in the picture. Okay, great. So we have the circle O, fine. Has a radius of 7. That's not actually labeled, but that's fine. And the measure of arc AB is 80 degrees. What is the measure of BAO? BAO. Oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. We have this circle. And it's not a very good one, but it's a circle all the same. I don't think we need the 7, but I'm going to put it in there. Then we have A up here. We have B over here. This is not drawn to scale, seeing as this is some sort of weird lima bean. This is B over here. So this is 80 degrees right here. They're asking for angle BAO. I've drawn in the wrong stuff. My apologies. Okay. They're asking for angle BAO, which is difficult at first, for sure. What is this thing? The approach for math questions like this, where they give you a figure, is you want to try to work backwards. If you don't know what to do right away, if they say use Pythagorean theorem to do this thing, just do that. That's super easy because you just do the procedure they tell you to do. That's what high school's kind of doing most of the time.
You just got this on Reddit, right?
Yes.
Have we commented to that person?
No. Can you link the?
Yeah.
Cool. You've been doing the point in the stream too, right?
No.
When you share it.
Nope.
So when you click share on our Twitch, there's a chat. You know where the share button is? There's a little checkbox
The
you can
rest
check.
of them have not been live questions,
Okay.
which is why I haven't done it.
Got it. So we have the situation. When you're doing these figure problems, you want to work backwards. We want to find basically just angle A here. How do we know the angle that is inscribed in a circle? It's an inscribed angle, which means that it is equal to, no it's not, it is 1/2 of
The arc that it
of the
traces.
arc that it transcribes?
Opens up to. I always say.
Opens up to which it opens up. So if we continue this line to here, now we have a diameter, right? Because that's a radius, this is another 7. So now angle A is opening up to this entire arc all the way around to there. We also know that that arc is 180 degrees, right? So if that arc is 180 degrees, then we know that this arc here to there will be 100 degrees. Yeah? So with this arc being 100 degrees and A or angle BAO being inscribed in the circle, we know that angle BAO is going to be, wow, this is really poorly drawn. Oh, no, it's not actually. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is not the clearest question because inscribed angles and central angles and degree measures of arcs is not a super common question type on the ACT or SAT. But we worked backwards. We're looking for that angle measure. You might want to, I haven't tried this, let's see. If you draw in another radius, it might also be easier too. So, it's always good, I didn't even take my own advice. Drawing in another radius, because you're always supposed to draw in a radius to an important point on the circle, which would be B. We draw that in. Now we have an isosceles triangle. So these two angles, this question mark angle and this angle here, must be equivalent. But now you need to know central angles. This is 80 degrees here, so the central angle opening up to that 80 degrees also has to be equal to 80 degrees. So central angles are equal to the degree measures of the
subtend?
The what?
Is subtend the word? Does that applies to something?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so central angles are equal to the arcs they create, and inscribed angles are half of the arcs they create. But you have to have that in your head, and that's why working backwards is good. What are the things I know in math, what have I learned in high school about angles inside of circles? You have to bring those things to the forefront of your mind. If you don't know them, you cannot do this problem. You could probably assume that it's not going to be 90 degrees.
Who am I?
Copernicus?
No, Atlas.
I don't know his name.
His name is Atlas. It's not Copernicus didn't hold up the world.
Didn't he?
No.
Oh.
You know what Archimedes said?
Copernicus held up the world.
Yes. Now, Archimedes was like, give me a lever that's long enough and I will hold up the world, or something like that. He was talking about how levers were pretty powerful.
Leverward. My father was a lever.
Your father is a lever.
Yes. But he was as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Did you post this?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on. The cold and dark December.
Hey!
39. The
I'd
answer. You want to do it?
I would like to do this next one, yes.
Okay.
Is this from Reddit?
Yes. Are you from Reddit?
Occasionally. Are you going to message them that we're doing it?
I shall. Are you?
No, because I'll be doing it. I myself will be the man in the arena, facing the lion, while you jeer. Okay, you're always going to give me that, huh? Make it beak. Points A, -3, 0, B, 0, 3, and C, 3, 0, lie in the standard XY coordinate plane. Just there, that is an invitation to draw this thing out. If you don't do that, if you don't think you're going to need to do that,
You're a bozo.
you're a bozo. There's no else to say. If ABCD is a square, then what is the length and coordinate units of CD? All right, well, we need to draw this out. There is no way around it. Here's our coordinate plane. We have -3, 0, which is going to be right here, and they're calling that A these days. That's A. B is 0, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That right there is B. C is 3, 0. 1, 2, 3. This is one of those sideways squares, which is kind of annoying. If ABCD is a square. All right, so we see this square starting to take shape. It is sideways. And all of these are 3. We go over 3, up 3. So I'm going to make the assumption here, which is correct, that this vertex down here is 3 down. This thing is centered around the origin. All the vertices are on the axes, and they are 3 units away from the origin. So this right here is going to be D. The question is, what is the length of CD? So what is that length right here? Well, we have a right triangle. This is a distance formula question. So C is 3, 0. D is 0, -3. And if you know the distance formula, then go ahead and plug away and have a good time. The distance formula is based off of Pythagorean theorem. So if you just visualize what this triangle is going to look like, this length is what we're trying to find, which is the hypotenuse to this right triangle. So that right triangle, I'm from Reddit, and I think I missed 37 because I don't have message notifications on. Is there a way to rewind on Twitch? Oh! So if you press videos up above, you'll have the chance to watch this current video from wherever you want. Let's see, is 37 the one we just did, Levi?
I will tell you.
Okay, go ahead and check that out. Can you explain the remainder theorem? Can we explain the remainder theorem? Hold on. This right triangle.
No, it's not.
Side lengths of 3 and 3. Did we do 37?
I don't know what 37 is from.
Oh, okay, 37. So Alice Barrel, go to our Discord, which is, there's a link to it right below. Go ahead and hop on that thing and put that, let's see, Levi, can you go to the things that you posted on Reddit? Because one of the posts I made was to Alice Barrel. The one with Mr. and Mrs. Smith in independent probability. I love that one. Yes. Can you find your own activity, Levi?
Yes, and what am I looking for?
I put a message on a problem that's called 37. It's the one about probability, about raining on consecutive days. You made a comment on something. Anyway, right triangle, the distance, if we have side lengths of 3 and 3, this is 3√2. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Alice Barrel, I'm glad you're here. Let me take this away. You find it, Levi?
No.
Does it let you see what you've commented?
Probably somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Got it?
Yes.
Very good.
What am I doing with it?
We have to put it up on the board.
Oh, so what am I doing in here?
I don't know. Can you find it?
Let me, my lord.
All right. Allow me.
Oh, I have
Alice,
to sign in.
Alice Barrel, you were in the right place. Do you have to?
Do you?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. A great movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Apparently, that was the ruin of the marriage between Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, is the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because that's when Angelina and Brad got together.
Wow.
Wow. Levi.
No, I didn't do it yet.
Oh, Alice Barrel, thank you for watching. Okay, so if I remember, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are planning they're going to re-roof their cabin. So they're going to re-roof their cabin, and it's going to take 2 days. It's going to be on 2 consecutive days.
I don't know how to I don't know what our locking is.
Levi, you're killing me.
It's entirely not my fault. It's
Okay.
actually 50% my fault.
Owen Wilson intensifies. He does. He very much does. Well, can you just if his or her picture is like on their post, we can just go to new and scroll back a little bit.
How long ago did you do it? Is it ACT or SAT?
It's ACT.
Okay,
Scroll
I'll
down.
find it. I'll find it.
You're gonna find it. Keep
Okay.
going down.
Why don't you do the problem then?
Well, I need the question.
Oh, you're not doing anything else?
I don't know it exact. Right there. That's it. We got it. Levi's gonna pull it up. Oh man, there we go. There's technology. Alice Barrel, you're in good hands. By the way, I'm Brady and he's Levi. And together we're
Levi and Brady.
Exactly. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Smith plan to roof the cabin on 2 consecutive days, assuming that the chance of rain is independent of the day. What is the probability that it will rain both days? There is a piece of information that you need to give us, which is the chance of it raining on either one of those days. Because I believe this is the 3rd problem in a section of 3 problems. And I don't know if you posted 35 and 36. Because this is impossible without that information. So Alice Barrel, can you, it should just be one piece of information, is like the chance of it raining on like one of the days. 20% on both days. Awesome. Okay, so when they say it's independent of the day, that means that like the second day doesn't care about what happened on the first day. It's its own day, and it will also have a 20% chance of raining. Okay, so both days. I got to include the post. Don't worry about it. So day 1. there are two possibilities. There's rain. Rain has a 20% chance of happening, and not rain. I'm going to just put not is going to be what gets the probability up to 100%. Because all the options for some event have to add up to 100%, because one of them is bound to happen. The chances of not raining is 80%. All right, day 2 is identical. Rain, 20%. Not rain is 80%. So, probabilities here. When you have one event and then another event, what you do with the probabilities is you multiply. Okay? I'll explain. Right now I'll just explain the probability of event A and then B, and this is just more of a general formula, is equal to probability of A times probability of B. So in this case, we're asking about the chances of it raining and then raining again, which is 0.2 times 0.2, which gives us 0.04. I'm going to guess that maybe you added the probabilities together. Is that what you did? Alice Barrel, did you add the probabilities together? It's okay, you can tell us. We're your parents. We're also your tutors, as of right now. You've asked us a question and we've delivered. You can just let us know whenever you want.
I have a child.
You have a child, huh?
I must go.
All right, I will finish this. What time is it?
It's 8:59.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Have a lovely night. You
All
have
right.
no idea.
I'll take care of
Alice
this.
Barrel.
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 I'll
Is your
take
name
care of
Barrel?
this.
Don't answer that question.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to go over that right now, and then we're going to call it a night.
Have a lovely night, and come back and see it. Watch us tomorrow, 7:30 to 9 Eastern Standard.
Can you, here, right, I got it. I'm going to turn this off, this part right here. Okay, Alice Barrel. Twitch messages are slow to show up. You're good. No, we know that. There's kind of a lag. So, simple situation here. You've got a die that you're rolling, fave element. Got it. Beryllium. Huh. Oh, Alice Beryllium, favorite element. It's a great Tim Allen movie called Galaxy Quest, where their spaceship uses the beryllium sphere to do some. I don't know. I think it's their like engine or their energy source. You got a dice or a die. The probability of rolling a 2 is what? Alice Beryllium. This question for you. You're gonna roll a die. Probability of rolling a 2 is what? See you, Meeman. Goodbye, Meeman. Have a good night. Take care of your meme and your Those are important to us and to you. Good, 1/6. That's right. Because it is desired over total, which is probably stuff you know already, but it's just good to go over the basics. Desired outcome. There's one outcome we want over 6 total outcomes, so we get 1/6. Okay, now, probability of 2 or 5 is what? This is an or probability. We would be happy with either a 2 or a 5. Both would be fine. I know it's coming. There's a lag. I know. It's not your fault. 2 out of 6. Good. Yes. Because with OR problems, that's the key word. You add the 2 probabilities. Probability of 2 plus probability of 5, which is 1/6 plus 1/6 equals 2/6 or 1/3. Okay. Now, here is the situation. Probability of 2 and then 5. 2 separate events. Are they independent? Yes, they are. Don't think too much about it. There's a whole branch of probability theory that is, it has a bunch of different names for specific concepts, like mutually exclusive, independent, dependent. There's kind of an intuition you build, and you don't really need to know the names of each of those things. You just know when things are added or multiplied. But So I'm going to try to exclude those names just so you understand the basics. But the probability of 2 and then 5. So we have two events. They're both separate. We want something from one of them and something from another. What do you think that's going to have to be? I got to fill this up again. There we go. We're getting something here. So let's see. Meeman says 1/6, but that was for before. So I'm not going to count that. Would it still be 1 out of 6? Okay. So there are two events here, and there's a lot of things that could happen. You can get a 1 and then a 5. You can get a 1 and then a 3. You can get a 1 and then a 2. You could get a 2 and then a 1 and all this stuff. Okay. We have this and then. Or would be 1 out of, yes. It would be 1 out of 36. That's right. We have two events happening. We want one thing from one of them and one thing from the other. And visually, this is why. So, real quick, probability of 2 times probability of 5, which is 1/6 times 1/6, which is 1 out of 36. Here is why this is happening. Your first roll, there are 6 possibilities. These are all the things you can get on your first roll. Your second roll, there are also 6 possibilities. Is it really that much less common? Well, I'll show you why. It's fascinating. Your second roll, you could have any of these things, and they all branch off into 6 different possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get the picture. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of these branches represents another situation. All right? There are 36 possibilities. You get a 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 3, a 1 and a 4, a 1 and a 5, a 1 and a 6. That's 6 options right there. Then you go down to the 2s. This is the situation where you first got a 2. And you can get 1 through 6 on your second roll. Okay? I should probably write roll 2 over here. There are 36 different branches that you could walk down. But we're only interested in one specific branch, which is the one that starts with 2 and the one that ends in 5, which is this little branch right there. That's one branch out of 36 possible branches. Okay? That's why we multiply. Because if we're going to go 6 different ways from 6 original possibilities, that's 6 times 6. And we only want one of those possibilities. And it is really that much less common. Yeah. I mean, take a die and play with it yourself. Try to get a 2. Every 6 or so rolls, you'll get one on average. And then try to get a 2 and then a 5. It's going to take you a while. You're going to have to keep rolling in spurts of 2. Okay? I got 3, 4. That didn't work. 1, 6. That didn't work. 2, 4. That didn't work. It's going to take a while until you get 2 and then 5. Or the chance of it means that it's probably going to take a while. So it is that much less common. Alice Barrel, does that make sense? That makes sense, thank you. How does the 0.8 happen in the rain problem? Oh, okay. Well, if you think about heads and tails, the probability of getting a heads is 50. The probability of getting a tails is 50% as well. If you add those up, you're going to get 100% because one of those things has to happen. So for a single event that has a lot of outcomes, if you add all the outcomes together, you need to get 100%. So if you know it's going to rain, there's a 20% chance of it raining. That means that the rest, the probability left over is 80%. So there's an 80% chance of it not raining. We don't actually end up needing to use that because all we do is we have 20% chance of rain on the first day times 20% chance of rain on the second day. We multiply those two together. But if you want to find the probability of something not happening, it is 100% minus the thing that you're trying to find that's not happening. So I'll give you a quick example and then we'll close up for the day. Because 0.08, I mean, I think you're thinking of 0.8. 0.08 is not the correct answer. I can pull this up again. Yeah, 0.04 is the answer. 0.08 is a wrong answer. So that's not... Yeah. That's right. It is 0.04. That's what we did before. When you said 0.08... Oh. Yeah, where'd you get your answer key? Because, yeah, the answer to this is 0.04. Yeah, who gave you that answer key? You probably should investigate that, because answer key that has wrong answers on it is no answer key at all. Anyway, send PDF on the website. The rest were right. Okay, 20%. Yeah, as long as you're right about each of the chances of rain is 20%, then yeah, it should be 0.04. Anyway. Yeah, of course, Alice Barrow. We do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Answer key drama. I know, it's pretty crazy. So, in summary, probabilities. When it's something and then something else, you multiply. If it's something or something, you add. And with that, I am going to call it a night. Levi has already called it a night. We also tutor, which is what Levi is doing right now. Everybody have a good night. Join us tomorrow for the continuation of this epic stream where we wrap up a lot of loose ends, such as what's going to happen tomorrow. You'll figure